Welcome to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast with your host, Brandon Seigel. I'm a published author, speaker, entrepreneur, and private practice strategist dedicated to transforming the way that healthcare functions. This podcast is all about empowering you to create the change you want to see. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast. In this quick tip episode, we're talking about supercharging your local search marketing efforts. You heard me. Let's supercharge it. Why are we supercharging our local marketing efforts? Because in most cases, when you own a private practice, you have a specific demographic that is within a certain proximity to your practice. And we need to hit our local search marketing efforts out of this world. So let's get it going. When we're looking at our local search marketing efforts, the first thing I need you to do, I need you to optimize your Google My Business listing. Now, I'm going to be honest, some of you don't even know what this is. So I think you got to put aside, in my opinion, $3,000. And I need you to invest $3,000 right now in your Google My Business listing, get it set up, get a plan in place, get a calendar in place, get your review management going, get your pictures right, get the tagging right, utilize tools that get your local business listing to the best capacity possible. There are companies that just specialize in this. That is their wheelhouse. That is all they do. There will be companies you find that will do this for $400, $1,000, $1,500, $3,000, $10,000, you name it. I'm picking $3,000 as a fair and reasonable budget for the right company who has the right capability. We want to make sure we are completing our profile. We want to make sure we are filling out our categories. We want to make sure we are filling out our attributes. We want to make sure that we are doing posts and updates. And did you know that there are some things that you won't figure out in that listing that can only be done through third-party software in an efficient way? So just make sure that if you're doing it yourself, you're really studying how to do it, the way to do it, tools to use it, etc. I need you to encourage and manage reviews. So the first thing we do is we ask for them. So imagine if every time you share something that is a huge accomplishment for that patient, and they said, "Oh my God, thank you so much." You said, "It's truly my pleasure. There is no pressure, but I want to ask you one favor. Would you help me? You're going to help me, but you're also going to help my practice. You're going to help our community. Do you have it in you to help me? What do you need?" If you could write a review. I just need a review. I can make it easy. I have a QR code. And I'd love for you to share not just that you love what we do, but share some attributes of your experience. Share what was different about us. Share how we have created change, because your story is a story that can resonate with not just one, two, but hundreds of people. And I really, really, really would be beyond grateful. Now, I want to preface this. I know I'm laying it on hard. So if this doesn't feel right, don't worry. Just say, "Hey, Brandon, I'll keep it in mind for the future, and I'll never bring it up to you again." But if you've been inspired and you think we can help someone else, this is truly the best gift you could give our practice. The other thing is, every time you get a review, I want you to respond to it. I want you to acknowledge it, acknowledge them. I want you to bring data. When you get a bad review, I don't want you saying, "Hey, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah." I want you to handle it in a professional manner. So let's just say it's someone writes a really nasty review. And let's say in this review, they say, "This practice doesn't know what they're doing. The staff isn't nice, and they only care about money." Let's say that's the bad review. So the first thing I'm going to do actually is I'm going to call that client and see if I can repair it. And if I can't repair it, then I'm going to write and say, "Dear blank, I want to thank you again for your time today on the phone and for sharing your experience. Although this is not the experience that we hope for from our clients, we will continue to strive to do right by all that we serve so that this never happens again. I hope that you will understand that it is our goal to try and serve our community, and we are sad to hear that we failed this time. Now, you may say, I didn't fail and they're wrong and this and that, but making them wrong is not going to solve it. And sometimes the way that we take responsibility is a greater attribute than getting into a rebuttal online. The other thing is highlighting reviews. How are you utilizing your reviews and syncing them to your website? How are you getting your Google My Business in touch with that website so that there's a connection there, so that those are being populated and plugged into your website? These are all things that are very valuable. The next thing I want you to think about is local content creation. I want you to think about blog posts. I want you to think about local keywords. I want you to think about guest posts. I want you to think about all different things that are going to bring data in correlation to that local search approach. And that can be on your website, and that can be part of your Google My Business in some capacity too. These are all things you can do. And then I want you to start to look at, when we're supercharging our marketing efforts, how do we build our local SEO optimization? How are we building local citations? So name, address, phone number. They call it NAP. You're going to hear people say, oh, we got to clean up your NAP. Name, address, phone number. How do we build that to be consistent? So what if they're all of a sudden online, you've got 5 different addresses, 5 different phone numbers, different names, Wellness Works Inc., Wellness Works Management Partners, Wellness Works Therapy, all those different things. Now all of a sudden, Google's seeing all these inconsistencies. So we want to make sure that we are creating local citations that are consistent. And then there's the whole schema markup. And we're implementing local schema markup on your website to provide search engines detailed info about your business. And then we want to make sure that website is mobile optimized. If it ain't mobile optimized, you're in trouble. Now, here's a quick tip for you to think about. Maybe you are doing this yourself. There is an incredible tool out there for the Google My Business side of things that I love. And it's called Local Viking, I think. And this Local Viking tool will allow you to do keyword research, geotagging, and all different components to optimize the way and trajectory of where your business shows up, how it shows up. And so even this grid, one of the things that I love is when you're working on your Google My Business page, and again, it's usually you want to be in the top 3 of the search. So when I type pediatrician near 90210 Beverly Hills, I want to see that my pediatrician shows up number 3 or 2 or 1, top 3. But what's neat is when you have these softwares, it can show me every single zip code where I'm ranking from 1 to 10 in that Google My Business. So I can actually see on a grid how well I do within my radius. And sometimes it's as simple as we need to geotag things different. We need to get the data more relevant. We need to develop more proximity and domination in that area. And so all of those things are really critical. And I come back to, there's 2 types of marketing, in my opinion. There's search marketing and there's disruptive marketing. Search marketing means I want to show up when people search for me. Disruptive marketing means I want to get in front of you when you least expect it. They both are powerful, but recognize if someone is searching a pediatrician in 90210 and you're not first on the list with the most relevancy, proximity, and authority, then you're missing out and you're leaving patients on the table. Did you know 76% of people who search for something nearby on their smartphone visit a business within 24 hours? And 28% of those searches result in a purchase. That's what Google said. Can you believe that? I'm going to say it one more time because that's incredible. Per Google, 76% of people who search for something nearby on their smartphone visit a business within 24 hours. And 28% of those searches result in a purchase. Brilliant. So you got to be showing up. If I'm looking for a physical therapist in Nebraska, you better show up. How are you getting in front of the people that need what you have? So in the words of Neil Patel, if your business isn't showing up in local search, your competitors are getting your customers. Again, if your business isn't showing up in local search, your competitors are getting your customers. When I do an audit of your company, when I actually evaluate your power, I look at 3 things. Are you ready? How your business is locally searching. 1, how your business is looking online in terms of Indeed, reviews, Glassdoor, reputation. And I look at every single employee that's worked for you for 10 years that has ever posted a resume on Indeed. I measure who's leaving, who's staying, what that reputation is, and how you come about on a local basis. Those are the ABCs of supercharging your local search marketing efforts. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast and our quick tip episode. Please don't forget to like us, subscribe, listen to us on any podcast streaming forum, and watch us on YouTube and share us, because together we can thrive, not just survive. Thank you for tuning in to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast. I'm incredibly grateful to each and every one of you. Exciting news. We're now available everywhere, from Spotify to Apple Podcasts to YouTube, or anywhere you like to listen to your podcasts. So watch, listen, and reach out. If you love this episode, please drop a 5-star review. It truly means the world to me. Are you looking for more ways to elevate your practice? If so, now is your chance. Reach out, go to my website, or email me at brandon@wellnessworksmp.com. And remember, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving.